Hello and welcome back to Retropical podcast. This is Shannon and this is Leonard. Just two dudes hanging out, talking and sharing what they want to talk about and share. Yeah. So, how have you been, Leonard? How are you? From a scale of 1 to 10.
Uh, two, I think.
Oh God. Okay, because
Like
I feel the
physically, at least.
same way. Oh.
Physically,
Oh.
yeah,
Okay. So two.
two physically.
Yeah, I feel like two as well. Physically and emotionally and mentally, I've been drained out this week. Fucking drained.
Hmm.
Um, work has been work has been killing me inside out. I've been working even in my record of like timekeeping for my work. I've been working at least sometimes a day would be 12 hours to 16 hours a day,
Wow.
and to the point where the partner, even like one of the partner actually asked me like, "Are you okay? Like I've seen your hours. Like
I've seen.
please take care of yourself." And I'm like, I'm fine. There's just a report that's due this week. But yeah, apart from that, I've been crying to
Okay.
Taylor Swift's new song, music kind
Oh
of. Have you heard of Cornelia Street by Taylor Swift?
no, I haven't. I haven't listened to anything new, like music
So
wise.
yeah, so she came out with an album I think actually a year back, but like now has caught attention, right? And
Hmm.
there's this one song called Cornelia Street where she did it live in Paris. And when I heard it, I cried, and then I showed it to my parents, and I cried, and then I showed it to Yehez, and then I cried. And so it's been an emotional few weeks, few days for me. I cried in a good way, as in like it was such an emotional, touching song that I cried, you know. But yeah. Other than crying to Taylor Swift songs and killing myself inside out with all my work, how are you though? I heard that yesterday we couldn't do the podcast because you were hosting something. I didn't bother to ask yet because I thought like you'd be busy and I
Oh
was
no
also
no no! I
tired.
wasn't hosting. I was so I got invited into like a small like tournament,
Mm.
like very casual one, like
Oh,
Valorant
a bit.
for Valorant.
Valorant. I don't know. I've never.
It's like
Is it a
a new
YouTuber?
shooting game. Yeah, it's a new shooter.
Oh, I thought a YouTuber. No, no, no. So it's a game.
It's a game. Yeah, I got invited to like
Also,
play. Um,
oh, oh, okay.
play.
So between
Yeah.
between friends, like group of friends.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought you had like some gig, like some streaming thing that you have to do, and I was like, you're a streamer? I never knew. Like, I was gonna
I
be like,
mean, dude,
are
like,
you?
are you serious? Me streaming with my like stutters and
Who
my
knows? Maybe you'd be like
my
Hannah
weird
Montana, you know?
my weird speech patterns.
No, no, it's not weird. It's endearing. I don't think you have a speech pattern though.
I
Well,
don't know. Like I talk weird. I think it's
I don't. Okay, I don't know about that, but today we're going to talk about, thanks to your idea, by the way, Leonard, because I've been too
yep.
busy thinking about the topic. We're gonna talk about underrated Disney songs. So literally anything within the Disney realm that we can think of that's underrated. And I think when we talk about it, when we were discussing about it, we agreed that underrated means probably just any songs that you feel like when it came out, it should have gotten the more hype than it had
Yes.
back when it was published, right?
Yep. Actually, it's not just songs. It could be just anything, like a
Hmm?
movie or even a character. Like if you feel there's a character
Wait a
in a
minute.
yeah.
So it's a character. So we can talk about characters because my list was full of
Oh
songs.
no no no! It doesn't have to be like I said. It could be anything. Like if there was movies or characters or anything that you felt like
Shit.
felt a little underrated. That's fine. That's fine. Like we can talk to like regarding music as well. That's why I have like this whole list. I have like a long ass list about movies, characters and stuff like that. But that's mostly just to pad things out. So like it's
Oh
probably
shit.
not gonna go that long. Yeah, don't worry.
I
I'm
hope
not
not.
gonna cover
But
everything.
no, but the thing is like I prepared songs. I didn't think about like movies or characters at this point yet in
It's
time.
okay. It's okay. I can like introduce it and see.
Fuck.
We can see whether you remember it or like
Oh, okay, sure. I
yeah.
guess. Oh god. Okay, I didn't get the memo. I really thought it was just Disney songs, cause
Yeah,
so like I spent the morning just thinking about Disney songs that I thought was underrated.
that's fine.
Fuck. Well, yeah. Okay, so yeah, anything within the Disney realm. So it
Yes.
can be back in the day or even the recent ones. To be honest, like I'm not really well knowledgeable in the recent ones since it's.
Hmm.
I personally think it's gone to shit, but Well, give or take. Maybe it's
Uh-huh.
just not my generation anymore.
Uh-huh.
Um, so okay, I guess to just make it more structured, maybe since this podcast will maybe run around 1 hour, we can do maybe 15 minutes of songs and then 15 minutes of movies and 15 minutes of characters since you have a list.
Yeah, yeah.
And since I don't have a list other than for songs,
Sure.
maybe we can start with Disney songs first.
Okay.
Um,
Let's start with you.
Maybe
Like, because I'm curious what your list has. Like,
don't
specific
don't
songs.
patronize me. Don't patronize me. I'm kidding.
Because
I'm
I'm really
kidding.
curious. Yeah.
I'm kidding. Okay. Maybe we can just instead of doing it all like in one take for one person, we can switch back and forth. You know.
Yeah, sure. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wait. Before we start, I just want to say I used to have this like Disney sound. Well, for princesses anyway, it was like a Disney princesses song soundtrack with like their own like lyrical booklet that came along with the CD,
Mm-hmm.
and I loved it to bits. I remember like just loving it so much that it actually broke, like the booklet broke, because I kept flipping the pages and like bringing it everywhere. I think the shower as well. I
Oh
forgot,
my god.
but yeah. So there were some Disney songs that I knew from those from that CD. I think they had a CD one, CD two, but I only remember CD one one's most songs. But um. Yeah, this is one of the songs that came out was from that CD if I remember correctly. But okay, so first we'll talk about Disney songs first, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Underrated Disney songs. For me, one of my most underrated Disney songs is "Out of Thin Air"
Out of thin air.
by in Aladdin.
All right.
"Out of Thin Air" was actually in Aladdin 3, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, Aladdin 3, where he was about to set off, or he was hesitant to set off on a journey to meet his dad, to find his dad. And
Okay.
then Jasmine was like trying to comfort him that like, no, it's fine. You can just look for your dad right now. And then he's like, but basically he's just hesitant. And then he was singing how like, it feels like I came out of thin air, you know.
Okay.
He said like, you don't understand. Da, 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 da. Just reach out your hand and took me. Oh no! Jasmine was singing on a magic carpet ride. The look in your eyes, I get to see the light. And then Aladdin went something along the lines of like, mine. He's talking about his father.
Uh.
Mine was never there. So how can you say I don't come out of thin air? And I'm like,
Oh.
when I saw that, I was like, oh shit.
Oh.
And then Jasmine was like, you can just go, like I support you to go. And then he's like, but our wedding, and then she's like, our wedding can wait. Da, 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 da. And then it's like, wouldn't it be great to see your dad in our wedding day? And I'm like, wow, she's so supportive. And I feel like this is one of the most underrated Disney songs because even like you don't know the song, right? Like you've never heard
I
of
don't
it.
know because I don't think I've even watched the movie.
Aladdin 3, right? Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Aladdin 3 is also not so famous as compared to like Aladdin 1 and maybe 2 where Jafar returns. But yeah, that was one of the songs that I felt like, holy shit, like I remember it was such a good song. But I felt like it wasn't as well appreciated as it was like it's supposed to be because I feel like it made a lot of sense as in like it deepened the relationship between Jasmine and Aladdin. I feel like Jasmine as a supportive soon-to-be wife, and Aladdin as a orphan who wanted to find his dad, who was never like we never really never really knew him in 1 and 2, right, about his
Yeah.
past.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh.
So I just felt like this song was something that was wholesome, I could say.
Wow.
But yeah, okay. What's yours?
Like, because the way you describe it makes it sound like you're trying to set a scene, like a drama scene. It's
But it is. It was
like,
dramatic. When I saw the scene when she was about to like tell him, just go find your dad, and he's like, but our wedding, and then she's like, no, it can wait, and I'm like, oh, Jasmine, you're so understandable. I wish to be a wife just like you, something like that. But yeah. What's your next one?
for me,
Mm.
is it? Oh, yeah. Okay. So
Yeah,
for me,
underrated.
uh, it's probably I don't like. Have you watched the Goofy movie? First one.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Uh, the very I think it's the very. I'm not sure if it's the very first song in the movie, but like stand out. You know that song?
I think so. Is it about him feeling like he's
No, no,
less
no. It was like I
popular?
think the setting was like when like uh like the I think it was like something along the school principal was talking about like how the fact that like because I think in the setting everyone was going to graduate or something, right?
Wait a minute.
Like
This is the first Goofy movie,
yeah,
right?
the first Goofy movie, yeah. Because the second one was in the university. I'm talking about like I think it was either the introduction. Sorry, in the I think it was the introduction to high school, and then the principal was talking in the school auditorium or something,
Oh,
and
I don't remember.
Max,
I think.
yeah, and then Max, the Goofy son, right?
Did he? Oh, he did he trash the ceremony or
Yeah,
something?
yeah, he trashed the ceremony by like performing this like almost like MC Hammer like
I
combination
think
of
I might
Michael
have remembered.
Jackson.
Sing it
Yeah,
to me, Leonard. Sing it to me.
it's like it's something along the lines of like stand up, na 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 na. I'm not the only light we see. Gotta stand up.
Oh, I think I might have heard of it. I think, and then Roxanne was there also, right? Like with the like note to sing it or something.
Yeah, yeah, and then he was like he's wearing this like really silly costume and shit, and it's like oh, I don't know, but like usually when it comes to Disney movies and Disney songs in particular, I don't
Mm,
really like sing them or even like list download them into like into my MP3 player or something like that or my phone. But like this
right.
is the first one that I noticed like like funny enough because like it's a standout song in
Oh.
the Disney catalog in my opinion. Because this was a song that I was like really addicted to for a while. Like I think it was stuck in my head mostly probably because of like the fact that like my dad really likes these types of songs like Bobby Brown, MC Hammer, Michael Jackson type of songs. So
Oh,
maybe
okay,
that's
yeah, yeah.
why, yeah, maybe that's why it's like it appealed to me.
Oh yeah, I heard a bit of the beat at the beginning. It was very beady.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
like he's
okay.
basically doing this trying to like impress the girl that he likes and shit, right?
Yep, yep, yep.
Yeah, and
Okay.
it's just I don't know everything about that movie, like the Goofy movie as well,
Yep.
is really good. Like I think everything about the Goofy movie, from the characters, from the soundtrack, from
Yeah, I
it.
agree.
Yeah, I'm
It
gonna
was
talk about this later on in length after the music part. But yeah,
mhm.
stand
I,
out is probably like one of my most underrated songs that I really like.
I think for me, yeah, Goofy movie was also one of the movies that like you can rewatch it a lot of times and you won't get tired of it
Yeah,
anymore.
it's really
Yeah,
fun to watch.
yeah.
And
Okay.
like I watched the movie
Hmm?
again. I think 2 or 3 days ago.
Right,
Just to like refresh my mind.
dude.
Uh,
Okay,
um,
okay. I think yeah. Okay, okay.
yeah.
And
So
I'll keep it to when we talk about the most underrated Disney movies. I'll
okay,
keep
yeah,
it.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I watched the Goofy movie again like a while ago. Like I think almost at this point it's almost a week ago. I think at
Okay.
this because
So,
I was trying to look up like Disney things that was like that I really want to talk about.
uh-huh.
And oh man, this movie, because back then when I first watched it, I related to Max a lot, right?
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Now I relate more to Goofy.
Goofy.
I'm not sure what that says about.
but but like so you think that Stand Out is one of the most underrated movie, not only in the Disney kind of like world, but also in the Goofy movie thing, right? Because I feel like a
Yes.
lot of people see, like, if they think of Goofy movie, they think of the power line,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
the song. So like
Mhm.
yeah, that's why I didn't expect Stand Out, because I don't think I remembered it as much as compared to you in terms of
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
song. Yeah.
Which
Okay.
is why I think like I consider it an underrated song. Because
Okay.
I talked to Andrew, my brother, the other day
Yeah.
regarding this, and like he didn't seem to remember it either.
Yeah,
Sadly
I
enough.
really don't remember it.
Oh
Okay.
my gosh.
I guess the next one
Hmm.
for me would be have you heard of Somewhere Out There? So it's in a Disney. If I'm not wrong, I think it is a Disney movie, but correct me if I'm wrong. It's called American Trail, about a mouse who, uh, I think he was
Oh,
in a journey
yeah,
with
yeah,
his
yeah, yeah, I
sister.
think I know this. Yeah, 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 yeah.
God,
It's
I
yeah.
don't remember the movie. I don't remember the movie, but I all I remember was the song that he was singing.
Oh
I
my
don't know
gosh,
where.
oh my god, this movie
It
is in somewhere in my like fever
right,
dream
right.
memory.
It awoken something inside you, right, in your
Yeah, yeah,
brain.
yeah.
Like you don't remember
I
this
think
this
it has.
this
I think
movie.
like the mouse wears like a huge ass hat or something, and he wears like a
Yeah,
red
and like
shirt or something.
a very, very big clothing, right? Like it
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah, yeah,
fit him.
oversized clothing. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and then the story was that I think he accidentally separated with his sister, and he was trying to find a way to get back to her and her family or something like that.
uh-huh.
And then he was singing in the tall tower like somewhere
Somewhere
out
out
there,
there. Yeah, I remember this.
and then he broke his voice beneath the pale moonlight, and I was like, oh God, touch, so touched. He's so cute. I'm thinking of na, na. And then the sister also sings along like in a separate realm as if they're singing together beyond the same blue sky or
Oh my
something like that.
gosh.
I feel like this is one of the most underrated songs because I feel like nobody's honestly American Trail. I didn't even watch. I really don't remember the I don't remember the movie at
Story.
all. But yeah, exactly. But the song, I don't know why to this day I still know of this song.
This song. Wow.
It reminds me of like Somewhere Over the Rainbow, the song.
Huh?
You know, I forgot how to sing Somewhere Over the Rainbow, but it felt like the beginning to it. That's why every time I wanted to sing Somewhere Over the Rainbow, this song appeared, and I'm like, where have I heard this song before? What the heck? Yeah, yeah.
Damn,
Okay.
dude. Okay, not gonna lie, this particular one you mentioned when you said American Tail, I was like, wait a minute.
It struck you, right?
It
Because you
struck
didn't
me.
expect.
This
I
this
also didn't
dug
expect.
out something in the back of my mind that like, I have kept hidden a
Yep,
long time ago.
yep,
Holy shit,
yep.
dude.
I expected that because I was like, I didn't expect myself to remember that either, but somehow I remember it now.
American Tail. Is
Okay,
this Disney though? I have to double check.
I think it was. Do tell me it's not, because I feel like I might be lied to if it's not. Is it
It's
not?
no, it's not.
It's not Disney.
It's not Disney apparently. It's Universal Pictures. So
Holy
Universal Studios.
shit! Oh my god. Okay, scratch that. That's not Disney then. This is an
But
underrated
still,
song.
well, it's fine. It's really good. Wait,
I really thought it was Disney. Oh my god. Okay.
American Tail animated musical comedy drama directed by Don Bluth and produced by Selwyn Bluth and Amblin Entertainment. Oh, Amblin
Yeah.
Entertainment. Okay, it tells the story of
Oh my god.
feeble Moskowitz and his family. Oh, that sounds okay. And as they emigrate from Shotska in to the United States for freedom.
Damn.
However, he gets lost and must find a way to reunite with them. He was released in 1986. Jesus, this
Holy
movie is old.
shit. I didn't even know it was not this. Wow, okay. I feel like I did it wrong. I did it wrong, but whatever. You know
It's
what?
fine. It's fine. This is like a
Yeah.
casual thing that like we're just introducing underrated things anyway.
Yes, yes.
On
But shit, I
1986,
didn't know.
the
I really
reviews
thought
that
it was
range from
Disney.
positive to mixed, and it was a box office hit, making it the highest-grossing non-Disney
Fuck
animated
off!
film at the time. It's in a Wikipedia fail, not me. Yeah,
Wow. No,
not
I know, but it's like a slap in my face. But okay, sure, Disney. Okay.
uh, not
Okay.
animated film at the time. Its success, along with that of The Lamb Before Time and Disney's Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Wait, what?
I didn't even know about Who Framed
This
Roger.
is Disney?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
Disney. Oh, that one you didn't know was
that's
Disney.
what I
I
didn't
think
know
I
was
knew that was
Disney.
Disney.
Okay. And Bluth's
Yeah.
departure from their partnership brought that Steven Spielberg to establish his own animation studio, Amblimation, in London.
Okay.
Is it still
I
around
think
though?
I have no
No,
idea.
it's already defunct. Nope. Oh, that's a shame.
Let's. You know what? Just so that we don't, so that we can just move on from my
Uh,
embarrassment. What's your
okay.
next? What's your next underrated Disney song?
Underrated song. Let me see. I'm sorry. Like my list is a mess, so I have to like
Mm-hmm.
look this up. It's a oh yes. This is probably the most like hidden song that you'll probably
What is
have
it?
never listened to,
What is
and
it?
it's I think it's I'm not sure if it was a Donald Duck movie or whatnot, but like, do
Oh
you know
no.
that Donald Duck has like two two particular like close friends of his?
Oh no, I don't think so.
Like
Is
they
are
like together, the three of them are called the Three Cavalers.
oh is it the parrots?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The
The
birds?
parrot, the
I think
parrot, and
I've
the
yeah,
rooster.
yeah,
I
yeah.
think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah. What song? What? I think okay, what song is it?
I'm not sure whether you've ever heard this, but there was one song where one of the friend, which was the parrot,
Yeah.
um, so I think it was a particular movie that was basically introducing Brazil.
I think I might have heard of that.
Yeah,
They were
and
singing like some sort of like exotic song, right?
yeah. And so it was mostly mainly sang by the parrot friend, which I can't, for the love of me, find. I think I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing his name wrong. His name is Yose Carioca or Cariota.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and basically they met for the very first time in this particular scene. So they introduce each other
Oh,
with
this one I
like
don't think I've.
their yeah, they
Mm-hmm,
basically
mm-hmm.
introduce themselves with like business cards and whatnot.
Yep, yep.
And like Karyosha gave him a card, Donald gave him back, and then uh, Jose was basically introducing, or Jose is basically introducing Donald to Brazil by singing or playing music, actually specifically. So it's like like I said, there's no lyric for this particular song, but it goes like ta ta na 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 ta ta na 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 ta ta na 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 num. Ta na 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 ta ta na 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 ta ta na 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 na.
I don't think I've heard this one.
Yeah,
I might not have.
this is probably the most the song that's gonna take a while for anyone to find because it's so freaking hidden. Because like I said, when I first look back into the list to find out like all the underrated songs that
Mm,
I can
right.
find,
Mm-hmm.
um, this was one of the song where I went, holy shit, this song actually existed. If that makes any sense.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, I get.
um, like when I first like looked into the song and then was like I was listening to just a bunch of like Disney songs.
Yep.
I was like, wait a minute, uh, this song actually freaking exists. I wasn't crazy, like as in I wasn't I wasn't thinking to myself, oh, this was probably some fever dream that I had when I was a kid because I was watching too many Donald Ducks or something. I posted it down in the Discord.
Right, right.
Yeah,
Let me see. I think I'm. This is the entire song or what?
I think so. Yeah. This is the entire song.
Wow, no, I don't think I've ever heard this one. But
Yeah,
damn.
this
Yeah,
is this
probably
is the most
underrated.
hidden shit you'll probably ever find.
Yep, yep, yep.
It also has another accompaniment song along with this called Aquarela do Brasil. This part actually has some singing in it. I think if I
Mm-hmm.
remember correctly, it's also there. Like you don't have to watch the entire thing, but if you haven't
Let
seen
me
this,
see.
if you haven't seen this, I'm not surprised.
Wait, let me check. Oh, it's stuck. As in, like,
Oh, is it?
see that the background song, the one that goes dun 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 dun. It's like
Yeah.
I've heard of it from somewhere, but I don't know where. But it sounds familiar. But I don't. But in terms of the video, I don't think I've ever come across it before. I think.
Yes,
Yep.
okay, so yeah, so I bet you probably never watched this, and I'm pretty sure anyone who's watched this particular podcast or video have never watched this either. But
Yeah.
the reason why I consider this super underrated because I
Mm.
found this to be the most mind-opening songs I've ever heard to. If that makes any sense.
Why is it so? Why would you say mind opening? Is it more of like it untapped like a certain genre of song for you, something like that?
Not just that, but like I think uh, I don't know if anyone has ever had this feeling before where they just experience a form of media, whether it's like movies or video games or whatnot, where
Mm-hmm.
you just like you listen to it and
Mm-hmm.
then you just sat down and think about it for a while.
That's what happened to me in Cornelia Street, Taylor Swift, and then I cried.
For me, I think like I'm not sure if this is the first time I've ever had that feeling, but I think it's one of those first time of feelings when I first listened to the song. Because
Right,
when I
right.
listened to the song, it felt like it tapped a bit of like this feeling of nostalgia for some reason. Not because it's a song that I've heard before,
Yep.
but because of this, it's like when I listen
Just
to
the
the song,
vibe, right?
yeah, just the vibe of the
Just the
song.
vibe. Yeah, yeah,
It
understood.
makes me feel like, even though I'm at home, like I'm at home, like right now, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It makes me feel like I'm, when I listen to it, I feel like I want to go home, even though it's like,
Yeah, it's the feeling of longing
yeah,
after
it's like a
a
feeling
certain
of
thing,
longing
right?
for something, and I don't know, it felt like my mind was open to this form
Yeah,
of like
yeah,
songs or experience for the very first time.
yeah,
Right?
yeah.
And this is
Okay,
why, yeah, this is
interesting.
why I think people should know more about this song, and also like the accompaniment song, Filera de Brazil. I'm sorry that I
Okay.
botched that pronunciation. Yeah,
Okay, interesting. I might listen to it and watch the video
yeah,
after the podcast maybe. Okay, the next song I think for me would be I don't know, you probably know of it. No, no, I don't think you actually know of this one.
oh, okay.
It's I mean maybe I don't know. I would think you don't because during the time it came out, like I
uh,
feel like only I don't know if this is sexist or not, but I think only girls kind of knew it. But
oh, okay.
it's I Still Believe.
I still
I Still
believe.
Believe. That was a song that was played for Cinderella 3 that came out in
Oh,
2008
dude,
or
don't
9.
don't expect me to know anything
Yeah,
regarding
I that's why I think you don't know this song. It starts something like I don't know if you've heard of it, but it was sung by Hayden Panettiere. I forgot her name. Hayden Panettiere or something like that. She was the one who starred in that TV show, The Heroes or something. Hayden. Basically, yeah, this
No,
song is
I don't know
actually
this. Sorry.
this song is actually from this song is actually from Cinderella 3. See, I had a feeling you wouldn't know because this is from
Yeah,
Cinderella
this
3.
is.
And when it came out in 2008 or 9, if I'm not wrong, no, I think it 8. It was like to me when I heard it, I was like it was so touching because it was like somewhere I know I will find a way. Someday soon you'll see I'm the one. And then the chorus goes, 'Cause I still believe in destiny, that you and I were meant to be. I still wish on the stars as they fall from above. Oh, I still believe in love. Because in
Yes.
Cinderella 3, I don't know if you've watched, right, Cinderella
No,
3.
like I said, dude, when it comes to the sequels, I haven't really
Here's the
caught up.
thing. Yeah,
Uh,
because we talk about it, right?
we talked about
Cinderella
this.
3 or like Tarzan 2 or Aladdin 3, it never came out in the cinemas. It came out in Disney Channel, like movies
Mm-hmm.
in the channel itself because of
Yep.
Disney Toon Animated Studio. But yeah, Disney. If you didn't know, Cinderella 3 was actually about the stepmother finding out that Cinderella has a fairy godmother.
Yeah, okay.
So the stepmother stole the wand. So she turned back time. And she turned back time to the moment where Cinderella was going to get her happily ever after, but she broke her slippers. So the prince ended up was going to marry one of the sisters instead of Cinderella.
Oh,
And yeah, and then like spoilers, but in the end,
oh
the
my god.
prince, yeah, but
No,
then in
not
the end,
spoilers.
in the end, they became together happily ever after, the prince and Cinderella. But this time it was without magic. As in, at least this time around, the prince fell in love with her, knowing that knowing that she has a fairy godmother, knowing that it was the fairy godmother who turned her into a princess at that night. So
Oh,
I feel like yeah. So I feel like for me, even though people might think that like I think it wasn't it didn't really have a lot of views because once again it wasn't premiered in the cinemas, but I feel like this like Cinderella 3 like Aladdin 3 flashed out the character so much because now you start seeing how the prince is, like he uh when I was a kid, like growing up, I always thought, how come the prince is so stupid, just marrying a girl because the shoe fits, the shoe
uh,
fucking fits, and then the next day, because the girl's shoe fits, he marries her because he just danced with her for an hour the other day. That's like so fucking
mm,
dumb, so shallow. But then Cinderella 3 made it as if like it answered to my calling. Like it answered to my question of like, yeah, let's make it that way where they didn't end up together, but in the end they did anyway because it's destiny. And that song, I Still Believe, was like, because I still believe in destiny. Because I was like, oh shit, like they were actually meant to be together, even without magic, even get the. That's why I
oh,
thought. So I thought it was underrated as fuck, like this song. Yeah. Um. Yeah, and I think just to close my end before you start before your one, just honorable mentions of some songs, that I think is also underrated. One would be Ever Ever After. Have you heard of it? I think you know. I don't. I think you know this one.
So from Enchanted, all right.
Ever Ever, yes, after.
Actually, I wanted to talk about the other song in this particular movie. Okay, we
Which
both
one is
used to
it?
like. Um,
Is it I've
how
been
does she
dreaming about it?
know?
Oh,
Love.
oh my God, yes. But I thought that was already like quite famous. No, yeah, it's actually quite
I
underrated, is
mean, the
it?
movie itself was pretty underrated. I think
Dude, that
honestly,
movie is so good. I
the
to this
movie is
day I
actually
still
really
love it.
good.
Yeah,
How
that
does
song
she
is good.
not love
Yeah,
that?
and then he comes around like, how does everyone know this song? What the heck? Ever Ever After wasn't in the movie, right? It was just like a song accompanied to the movie,
Yeah.
sang by oh God, I forgot her name, Carrie Underwoods. Um, and I thought it was cool that in the music video it showed her in the animated version as well, and then like she jumped into the fountain and then she became herself in the streets of New York, gitu. And then it was like, yeah, it was nice. I've been dreaming of a true love's kid, and like that.
Oh, that movie
So
is so good. Honestly,
it's
like
good. It's so
it's
good.
freaking
I'm
good.
like I said, I'm sad they didn't make Amy Adams as one of the official Disney princess. But considering the royalties they have to pay to her,
That's
makes
true. Because she's
sense.
like
But
she's an actual real person.
yeah, but I feel like I wish
Can
Giselle
you
was the real
imagine? Now that I
princess.
think about it, can you imagine? Because she's in another movie called Rival, right?
I think so. Yes,
Yeah.
I don't have heard of it.
It's the movie where she basically has to translate um like an alien ship communicating to
Oh,
her.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Now that I think about it, I've seen her literally acting as a princess, and now she's also
Like a serious character,
like a
something like that, right?
serious character.
Yeah, it's different. Yeah, I really wish that she had more like credit coming from her with that song of hers. I mean, with that role of her in Enchanted. But it's glad to see that she's doing okay. At least like she still has some
Yeah,
other
yeah.
works cut out for her. Another one on my list would be Just Around the Riverbend by
Ah,
Pocahontas.
yes, yes. Okay, so you have
That
that list.
shit.
That's all. Another list.
That was on your
Just
list?
around the riverbend.
Yes.
Yes.
That was one of the songs that appeared in the CD that I told you that I bought, and
Oh
like
my
I
god,
know I
dude.
know Colors of the Wind is really good and all, and I know that's also one of my favorite songs in Disney of all times. But Just Around the Riverbend to me was like in the beginning it just really hooked me. The one that started with like what I love most about na 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 na, the river's always flowing, always
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
flowing.
Oh,
Oh. You just want to prance around the
oh my
riverband,
god, that song is so good. Honestly.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite. And then what is it called? What was the other ones? Shit. Two other songs was one is uh forgot the lyric. I forgot the title of the name, but it's like one alone is not enough. We need both together.
I think it's
Winter,
one.
summer, moon, and sun. Yeah, yeah. Lesson number
Lesson number
one.
one. Yes.
Lesson number one. Oh, that song was sweet as well. And then I remember like the little kids joining her to like like she was teaching her. Yeah, and she was like a wind, huh, huh, you must huh, huh, like that.
Oh my god, dude.
And then I guess the last one before I move on, before you do yours, and then we move on to movies or characters would be that one last one. What was it? Oh God, it was in my head. Oh! I don't know if you've heard of this one. Yes, I made a choice. For Papa, I will stay. But I don't deserve to lose my freedom in this way, you
Oh,
monster.
I'm not sure
If
about that
you
one.
think what you have done is right, well then, you're a fool. Think again. Is this home? Is this where I should learn to be happy? That's Beauty and the Beast.
That's
That's
Beauty and the
when,
Beast.
yeah, that's when Belle got caught and then she was stuck in the dungeon because she sacrificed herself for her dad, and so the dad got away free and she was stuck in the jail, and then she was like, what is it? She was thinking about like is this really her? This is how she's gonna be for the rest of her life, you know? Never thought that a home could be dark and cold. I was taught every day in my childhood, even when we grow old. Home is where the heart is. Never were words so true. My heart's far, far away. Home is too. Okay. Yeah,
Okay,
that's
so
my
like
underrated
we
song.
actually have like very similar
Underrated
underrated.
taste.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's all I have for the honorable mentions on my list. But yeah, for you, what was the other songs that I did not catch up?
I think it was the Hundred Thieves thing from Aladdin. It's one of them.
Oh, I've never heard of that one. I mean, probably I have, but I wasn't. It didn't catch my attention.
Uh, it's oh wait, not Hundred Thieves, my bad. 40 Thieves. Sorry, it's like the 40 Thieves one. I'm not sure what
I've
it's the
never.
part of the second movie, right? I'm not sure what
That's
it.
this, I think that's the third movie, 40 Thieves. Are
It's
you
like
sure you didn't watch the third
no, no, no.
movie?
I can't remember if I do, but like it's something along the lines. Welcome to the 40 Thieves.
That's the third movie.
Is
I'm
that the
pretty
third
sure
movie?
that's the
Okay,
third
my
movie.
bad, my bad. I'm
Because
sorry.
that's
Like
when
I
the.
said, the memories like regarding some of these songs are like in a fever dream, but like the majority, I think, or you mentioned. So one of them is Enchanted for me, like which was
Yeah,
the
yeah.
so
How
like
does he
yeah,
know
how does he
he
know?
loves you? Yeah,
And
yeah.
then the other one was just around the river bend. I don't think I have any more like when it comes to underrated songs, unless you want to talk about Goofy movie again, just
No,
the
that one we will move on then. I
okay,
mean,
yeah,
we'll just move on.
yes, yes.
So I guess that's the underrated list that we have.
Mm-hmm.
Glad to see that we're kind of the same, kind of. Except for American Trail, I'm so sorry. I really thought that was, yeah, I really,
Because I
really
don't
thought that
remember
was.
American Tail being a Disney movie either. In the first time, I was like, wait a
But yeah, okay, now we can move on to underrated Disney movies.
minute. Mm-hmm.
Since I don't have one on my list, maybe I'll just like pop it out when we're talking about it. But
Yes,
I guess we can start with you first because I was not prepared. But
it's
yeah, go
fine. It's
on.
fine. Yeah. So okay. So definitely, I'm gonna mention this right off the bat. Goofy movie.
Goofy
Okay.
movie.
This
Got
shit
it.
is the fact that
Okay.
this movie does not have enough love is a crime. I'm not sure
I know.
whether like how successful it was. Like because I don't think this movie came out in the cinemas, right? Like in the box office.
No,
Like
no, I think it was just for me. I remember just watching it Disney Channel. That's why like all the movies that I've watched so far, it's always been from Disney Channel.
yeah, and I think that was the only like Goofy movie was one of those movies where like this should have been a major feature film, like an actual uh
Yeah,
right
yeah,
because this movie has everything I really love about like just what do you call it just in Disney regarding Disney in general. So it has
yeah,
a relatable protagonist, Max,
yeah,
right? Like you
yeah.
can relate to him, right? Like he's in school, he's trying
He
to
just
be
wants to be cool.
yeah, he wants to be
Wants
cool,
to impress. Yeah, yeah,
he wants to impress, but his dad maybe not so much, right?
yeah, yeah.
And like the fact that like they went on this road trip to bond together, even though in the beginning Max was like whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it just ends up like this heartwarming like ending of a movie, even to the
Yeah.
point where like some of the side characters that like didn't have much to say, even like for example Powerline, which is the singer for
Yeah,
both
yeah,
like Stand Out and Eye to Eye, for example, right?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like even though he doesn't have a single like line of dialogue, you
Mm-hmm.
can tell that he's a really cool like down to earth guy,
Yeah, not a stuck up, right?
not stuck up
Somehow.
because like you
Yeah.
saw like when Goofy was like appearing, like spoiler alerts for like whoever it is that you watch the second movie, they eventually
Okay.
yeah, so like Max and Goofy eventually like went to the actual concert, hide himself like in the backstage or whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
And when
yeah.
Goofy appeared on stage with Powerline, instead of like Powerline maybe like kicking him off or like pushing him away, like calling security or whatever, it's like Goofy started doing like his what do you call it, his
Oh,
fishing.
fishing reel. Oh,
Yes,
I know. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah, the
yeah, yeah.
fishing technique, and then like
Yeah.
Caroline even was able to like keep up with him and everything, right?
Yeah, he was impressed. He was like,
He
"That's
was
nice
impressed. Oh
move," and
wow,
he was like
that's a
following
cool
it.
move,
Yeah,
bro. It's like yeah,
yeah,
and I don't know, like everything about that scene, like the ending scene, and also even the scene until like the end,
Mm.
right? It's
Mm-hmm.
just everything about it is so wholesome, in my opinion. Like he gets the girl at the end. Uh,
Yep.
Goofy was able to prove that like he's just as cool as the other dads, and
Yep. Yep. Yep.
so cool.
Okay.
I just like that.
What I think for me,
Hmm?
my one of my favorite scenes in Disney Goofy movie was actually that scene where they went to the motel.
Motel.
Yeah, I remember. That's where they met Pete and the son.
Oh yeah, you're talking
I
about
don't
like
know,
where they like Pete and his son was like in the like the very fancy what is it like
room, right?
like not room but like they because they're in a tow truck or something. I forgot what it's called.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
like the mobile
what
house or something, like
didn't
a
they?
very
Didn't
fancy
they?
mobile house.
Didn't they also? Wasn't it a motel? There was a motel, or was it not a motel?
I can't remember there was a motel
Yeah,
scene, but
all I remember was that like they had a room, right? And then the
hmm?
room was like it was a fish bed, like
Oh
water
right,
bed.
yeah. I remember
Yeah,
that.
and
Yeah,
then
yeah,
there
yeah.
was
You're
pizza
right.
and stuff, and I remember
Yep.
watching that room. I was like, holy shit, like such a cool room. It's
Like with
all
the water
bluish and
bed, and
stuff.
then like Pete and
Yeah,
Goofy was like meeting up in
and
the
by the
hot tub. Yeah,
pool.
yep,
Yeah,
yep.
that was like, oh, I was like, shit, like I want to have those kind of summer holidays as well, somewhere, like shit. That was cool. But yeah, I totally understand how Goofy movie is actually very memorable because I feel like even to this day I still remember the day that like the Goofy got really angry and disappointed in Max, but then somehow it all got, like it was resolved in the end, right? Like happy
Yeah,
ever after.
because Max because I think Goofy knew as well. I think that was the most like heartbreaking scene as well. Because like Goofy trusted Max with the map, right?
Yeah,
And like they were in like a literal like fork in the road where Max had to decide whether he had to turn left or right. If he, I think if I
yeah,
remember correctly, if he turned left, they would go to the
it was
Powerline concert. But if you go to the right,
yeah,
they'll continue fishing and
yeah,
everything. And I
yeah,
think Goofy, deep down inside, like he knew, like he knew
like uh-huh.
that like going left would go away from the farming trip.
Oh, I forgot what happened. So did Max do that? Did
Yeah,
Max
yeah,
tell
yeah.
him
Because
to?
like when
Oh,
Goofy was asking like, should I go turn left or right, turn left or right? Because like the entire trip was dependent on following Max's instruction with the map and everything, right? And
right,
he
right.
turned left.
And he was disappointed because I think he was
Yeah.
angry
Because
about.
because like the thing is that I think before that scene, because you were talking about the motel scene, right?
Yeah,
Pete was talking about the fact that like your kid, like Max, could be lying to you
yeah,
about this
yeah,
entire
yeah. Because I
trip,
think
and
he found out right from the sun or something.
yeah, he eventually found out, and like the face that like Goofy made regarding like when Max chose the path to Powerline was like, oh,
It
it was
was
so
it was
heartbreaking because
heartbreaking.
like
Yeah,
there
I
was
think I remember.
yeah, there was like a trust that you could like you shouldn't
Yeah,
break, you know.
yeah, I remember. Um, in
Oh
terms
wait,
of
also no, also another thing. I don't wanna like break you apart or something like
oh yeah, yeah,
this
okay,
topic
go
or
on.
anything, but I forgot one thing. Roxanne,
Oh yeah, the
you
one you want to talk
remember?
about? Yeah, yeah, yeah,
This is the
yeah.
thing that
We've
start
talked
prompted
about
this
this.
entire topic to begin with. Like I'm gonna say this right now. The reason why I started talking about like Disney to begin with
Yes.
was because of Roxanne. Because I was like, I don't know why it was recommended to me in the first place, right?
Mhm, mhm.
But shit got recommended to me on YouTube for a while, like just the eye to eye scene, the Powerline one,
Yep, yep,
right?
yep,
That was recommended
yep,
to me, and I was like, oh wait, the Goofy movie. I kind of like, I remember this,
yep,
right? And so
yep.
I was looking into this, and I was like, wait a minute. So like every character I've seen so far, like Pete, for example, Goofy, Max, I remember seeing these guys more than one time. But what the hell did Roxanne go? Because I remember there was a second movie.
Yep. And the second
Yep.
movie they were there, I think, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
They were
Like
still there.
in the second movie, Max just basically went to university and shit. Which is
Yep.
also like I'm just gonna say it as well. The extremely goofy movie, the second one, is also very good.
Yeah.
Like I think it's also an underrated
Oh
movie.
really?
Yes.
I thought it was okay, but the fact that the whole thing with the librarian and
Oh
Goofy,
yeah,
I
yeah,
thought
that's
it was
that's
just a bit like
that's
what?
a bit weird. Yeah, but
But yeah, going on.
yeah, yeah, but like when I saw the second movie again, I was like, wait a minute, Roxanne is in here.
Yeah,
Where the fuck did
Roxanne is in
Roxanne
there.
go? I
I
thought
mean,
you, I thought you
uh,
went through like you went through hell for this for this bitch. Okay, like I don't know about I don't know about you, but like, did you two break up or something? Did you?
I think it can be implied that they didn't end up together too, right? Maybe like
Yes, and so
maybe
that's
implied.
why I was like I researched this.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
This is the beginning of my rabbit hole trip.
Journey. Yep,
Yes,
yep,
of my rabbit hole trip into like what other like hidden things from Disney that we forgot to
yep,
remember.
yep.
Uh oh man, I have like now that I look at my list again, I have so many songs that I want to talk about. But okay, no, whatever. We passed that. It's
Mm.
already gone. Um yeah, but when I was researching this, so apparently Roxanne didn't completely disappear.
Okay, she
Okay,
appeared still.
so in the second movie, she wasn't there, but I'm not sure whether you remember the show or not. It's called The House of Mouse.
Dude, this is what I wanted to talk to you about. Fuck! I was about to say, you know what? One of the most underrated Disney shows that I have ever known and loved is actually House of Mouse. I was about to tell you, I was about to move on to that after you talk about Goofy movie.
Okay, okay, yeah, yeah, no, no, but I'm just gonna mention it very briefly.
Okay,
So,
okay.
in the in what do you call it? In the uh
House of
House
Mouse.
of Mouse,
Yeah.
there
Max
was
was actually like part of the waiter with the dad, right?
yes,
Goofy.
yes, 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 yes.
Yeah, I remember. I
And
remember.
basically, I think it was something along the lines of like, they were trying, like Max was trying to take a date, like to take her out to date in the House of Mouse,
Mm-hmm.
where um, basically everyone in the cast, everyone in the house, like including
Yeah.
Mickey, Goofy, and like everyone
Yeah.
else,
Yeah.
was basically constantly bothering them. I says like annoying them because like they wanted some privacy because it's a date, right?
Right.
Yeah. So Goofy, Mickey, and Donald Duck and everyone else was just basically bothering them in their on their date. And despite all the, but then you see Roxanne actually there, right? They're having the date. So Roxanne was there, and
Oh, so the
from the
date
looks
was
of it, Max was like
mm.
a little bit older than in the university era, right?
Wait, what?
Yeah, because he was already a waiter at this point.
But he could just be before the university era. So
I don't know. He looks significantly older here, but I like. Okay, past that. Continuing. I need to get this over with. So yeah, so
okay.
they had a date on the House of Mouse. They had a time, like she had the time of her life and whatnot. She had a good
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Skip that. Now in the, I think it's the remake. I want to say it's the remake, but do you know the Ducktales?
Yes.
Yes. In
Yes.
the Ducktales remake, she also appeared there
Oh, in
for,
the latest ones, right? The
yeah,
newest
in
ones.
the
Yep.
2016, 2017. I
Yep.
can't
Yep.
remember.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
I'm
The
sorry. Like
art
this is
got
this.
better. Yep.
Yeah, this is just like my memory popping out shit.
Yep.
Um, in I think in one of the Ducktales episode, the 2016 2017 one, uh, like if when I think Goofy was taking out his wallet or something, and he's trying to show picture of Max,
Mm-hmm.
you can
What picture?
see the both of them, Max and Roxanne, uh, together on in the school dance or
Oh,
something.
that's cute.
Yes,
But
and
but
like
uh,
with Max having like a hover hand over Roxanne.
wait, but I have a question though. So what
Yes.
happened to her in uni? Uh, was if I'm not wrong, wasn't it in uni that Max also was actually trying to impress someone too, like a
Yeah,
girl
no, no,
in
that's
uni?
the thing. In the second one, the extremely goofy movie, Max was
Yeah.
basically not even mentioned. Like Roxanne was never mentioned, and
Right.
in the entire movie, you can see him trying to attract attention of like multiple girls, not just like not a single one. Because there's only one romance interest, and that was for Goofy. Like Max didn't have one in this particular movie.
Oh, okay. So maybe in a way we can decipher that like maybe during uni they broke off for a while or I don't know like long
Yes, but I
distance relationship.
refuse to believe that. Here, okay, here's the shit. Here's another thing. Okay, so in
That was very scary because I was like, what the fuck? Suddenly you're like, I refuse. And then as if we were in court, and I was
I
like,
refuse
holy
to do
shit.
this research and fucking get like
Okay.
blindsided by this fucking character. Okay, so let me continue on.
Why? Okay,
Uh,
okay.
in 2004, I think 2004, 2005 or something, there was a
Mm-hmm.
direct-to-video film, like a short film.
Mm-hmm.
It's called
Mm-hmm.
Mickey's Twice Upon a Christmas,
Okay.
right?
Yes.
Now, in this particular movie, there's a
Yes.
new character that's basically dating Max. Max was also here in this movie, along with like Goofy and everything.
Okay,
So
but Max was with someone. What was with someone else?
yeah, like she was with
Okay.
someone else, and this new character is called Mona. Okay, she was replaced with Mona. There's
Okay.
a reason why this was it. Like the thing is that apparently, I don't know if this is true or not, but apparently there's like stories in the background or something
Uh huh.
where it was supposed to be Roxanne.
Uh huh.
And in this particular movie, Max looks even older than he was before, like compared to everything else I mentioned, like regarding the House of Mouse and everything. He looks much older here, right?
Okay.
So
But this was in 2004,
yeah,
and this
this was
was
in
also not before the
2004.
DuckTales.
Meanwhile, the Ducktales one was in 2017. So I consider
Yeah.
Roxanne canon. But again, let me mention this. Let me preface this. So in
What?
2004, they introduced this
Uh-huh.
new character called
Mona.
Mona. Yes, and the rumor saying was saying that it was supposed to be Roxanne, but because it was a 3D
Okay.
movie, right?
Okay.
Because the movie was in 3D, it wasn't in 2D.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
was really hard to animate Roxanne's like long red hair,
Okay.
and so
So
they
it's
had to change to this character who had short hair, Mona,
okay. Okay.
right? And
Okay.
if you look at the movie, and if you look at her character, she's basically
Yeah.
Roxanne in every set.
What?
Yeah, she's basically Roxanne, except with shorter and brown hair.
Okay.
Yes, and so I believe I don't know who fucking like. I'm sorry, but at first I didn't care about this character, but after like this long ass search,
Yeah.
I was like, man, fuck this. I'm gonna try to like get to the bottom of what happened. But yes, so I honestly think that Roxanne still exists somewhere in the Disney um like
No,
Disney
okay, okay.
Disney
Okay.
rabbit hole. Yeah.
I kind of can believe that this Mona girl is actually Roxanne because like the nose also similar. The mole is not there, but okay, maybe I get I can understand. I mean, I can see it as Mona, yes,
Mm,
but what I wanted to ask you is more of the when Max is in college, what can we imply that they broke up or what?
maybe they went to different universities and were taking a break. I will
Yeah,
just
like I
take that
say,
into account.
that,
Yes.
that that's why I said like maybe she wasn't there because they took a break because of university, and then maybe after university they somehow uh, realizes that out of all the girls that he tried to play around with, or out of the guys Roxanne tried, they still found each other.
Mhm.
Um, and then you said that in the picture. So would you believe that in a way Max and Roxanne, even though in the form of Mona, are still
Mhm.
together to this day?
I refuse to believe that Mona is canon. I'm just gonna say that much.
Wait, you refuse to believe that Mona is canon, but you believe that uh, Max and Roxanne are still together now.
Yes, yes. At some point in Disney's rabbit hole history or future.
That they're canon, as in that they're together.
Yes, they're still together.
But
And anyone who says
okay.
otherwise is a heretic.
What the fuck? Okay, okay,
I'm sorry, but like I
that
was so obsessed with this stupid little thing for like the past 2 or 3 days. I was
that
like,
just went somewhere else. But you
I have
believe that.
I have a crush. I
Uh-huh.
have like a major ship between these two characters, and I
But you think Mona is Roxanne, is what you're saying.
no, I refuse to believe that Mona even exists.
What the fuck? Wait, but then you said that Mona was, but didn't you say that Mona is Roxanne apart from the hair? That you just said that just now,
Yes, no,
like
no,
a
no.
few
In
minutes.
terms of like appearances and everything, right? But they want to assume that the character Mona, even though she looks like Roxanne, right? Even if she inspires Roxanne's character, I refuse to
Mm-hmm.
believe she ever existed. I refuse to think that Roxanne ever broke up with Max. I think they're just taking a break, right?
Okay, okay. This is a bit.
And
No,
anyone who says otherwise is a freaking heretic. I'm sorry, I was so obsessed with this for the past 2 or 3 days.
Ooh.
I'm pretty sure you have some kind
I
of
mean,
weird
I.
obsession over certain things as well. We'll like
Oh no, no. I do have my own little kind of fucked up kind of way of thinking. Trust me, I do. Particularly Conan, but
yes,
yeah, I just wanted to confirm that in your sense is that you don't think Mona ended up with Max. You strongly believe that Max had actually ended up with Roxanne.
yes. Even like and like any media that depicts them otherwise, like let's say because of like
Hair problems.
hair problems or whatnot, it's just not true. I just think that the animators fucked up is what I think is like you should not have done this for own safety.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. I actually wanted to say like maybe they just didn't end up together because like, and I know and I know you how you said that in the Goofy movie he was so serious about it or whatever, but that's just how life is, you know. Like I thought like when you love someone so much when you were younger, you would do anything to just impress them or whatever. But yeah, it doesn't mean that you'll end up together. And that's something that I kind of also stand by because it's like as much as you love someone or how much effort you put into like a person,
Mm-hmm.
you can grow out of it. That's what I'm saying. That's why like to me personally like I guess it's different because I guess to you it hit in a more personal level, but to me it was just more of like if he hadn't ended up with Roxanne, all that would suck. But then like I would be able to kind of rationalize the fact that like oh he went through so much trouble in the first movie, but that was also because he was young, you know. That's how I would try to rationalize it. Because it makes
Okay.
sense. Like for me, it makes sense for him to be that
Yeah.
crazy, and then maybe in the next episode, I mean, next movie, he's not. But you know, going if you're that avid of a fan between these two people, and you see that they don't end up together, and he ends up with someone else that looks like her, or like
I was
we're
like,
supposed to be
no.
her,
It was
yeah,
like
it kind of sucks.
it doesn't just suck for me. It feels like Max didn't let go, and I refuse to believe that. It feels bad. I'm sorry. I'm just an adult watching a kids movie and having opinions about it.
Okay. Well, I mean, I get it. I get it. So yeah. So I guess yeah, underrated movie, underrated
Yep.
relationship. I guess if you want to say it.
Yes.
For me, the underrated show for me was that House of Mouse.
Mhm.
That shit was like golden.
I have
Never.
okay.
I feel
So
like
here's the thing
never.
about House of Mouse for
Mm.
me. I didn't. I don't think I have that much of an experience with that movie, maybe compared to you.
Oh God, I love that show. I just love the idea of like everyone coming together into like in this one kind of like cafe, one lounge hangout. And then like everyone breaks some of them are still in characters, but some of them are like they break their characters, you know, which I thought was like super interesting to watch as if like they're actually real people, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just thought it was interesting because like Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse are the host, and like that's basically the case in the Disney Empire. And then like the three nephews of
Oh
Donald
yeah,
Ducks
yeah,
were
yeah.
the band. They were the band, so they were the one that played the like the intermezzo tunes and whatever.
Mm.
Every episode of House of Mouse, it's like they try to show you new clips, right?
Yes.
Of the Disney shows,
And I think
but
I remember there was like villains as well. That's like
yeah. So like in between the clips, there were problems in the House of Mouse itself that they have to solve, which I thought was
ah.
interesting because it's like it was a story within a story, you know?
Mm.
Yeah, I think one of the most famous one was that the villains took over House of Mouse.
Yes, I was about to mention that as well because I remember that
Yeah,
was the most memorable thing about House of Mouse.
yeah. That was one of the that was one of the most memorable because it's like the villains started to like control House of Mouse and how it works. But I forgot how it ended up. It was just funny to me that like the villains, you know, in their own separate movies are supposed to be serious people, but in the House of Mouse they're just like little children who just wants to take over this one house, you know.
Yeah,
I just thought it
exactly.
was like stupid,
Like
but that,
Even Maleficent was like part of this stupid shit. It's like
exactly.
what the hell?
But that's what I thought was funny because it's like you can see the differences between their character and their off character, but at the same time, it's like you don't know which one to decipher, which one is real, which one is not. I thought it was
Mm.
cool. Another underrated show that I really what is it should have gotten more appreciation was American Jake Long, American
Oh yeah,
Dragon Jake
I
Long.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, yeah, I was waiting for this.
That one, I have to admit, like, I'm so devastated that nobody kind of like cares about it anymore. I mean, it's over, it's done with. But then, like, there was this channel that I followed on YouTube, right? Or like this
Mhm.
community thing that was on YouTube, and they were saying like, what kind of shows would you want if rebooted? And then like they showed like list of shows like Lizzie McGuire or Proud Family or even Stevens or like those other like animated shows. But there was no American Jake Long, and I was like so pissed. I commented on it. I was like, "Hello, have we forgotten American Jake Long? I wanted to be reboot." Cause like, dear
Okay,
God, that show.
you're talking shit about my weird obsession regarding Roxanne and Max, and here you are doing the
Hey,
same exact.
no, that's different. You were talking shit about like the relationship that Disney didn't like effectively kind of brought out to you, right? For me, this was more of like this for me. This was like in a way, American Jake Long ended in a good light lah.
Yes.
But I hate the fact that nobody remembers that fucking show because that show was like, oh my god, that show was like cool, and the love story between him and Rose. Holy shit, that was I didn't see that coming. I don't know why, but I just didn't see that coming in the first glance. And when it came, I was like, well, fuck, now what? Now what? And then yeah, that was it. But no, honestly, I understand the whole your whole idea of like the what is it called, the Roxanne and Goofy. That to me, that's more of a Conan kind of stuff. Maybe we can talk about it in the future about Conan,
Yeah.
whatever. But basically, I think I've said this to Amelia before. Um, I like Conan, but I don't really like Shinchi.
What?
But then I
What?
like Conan. I like
What?
Conan.
What?
You
What?
see my point? I I want to sometimes believe that and Shinji are two different people.
How? They're the same exact people. The point of Conan is the fact that like Shinichi literally became a kid.
I know,
Literally.
but the thing is that for me it's just like as much as I want the series to end because it's been dragging for too long, but it's like once Shinji finds a way, or once Conan finds a way that to grow older, what happens to the things that he's kept as a kid, as Conan? You know what I'm saying? So I kind of wish that Conan and Shinji were two different people, so that Conan can live his own happy detective life. You-
I
yeah, this is what I mean. I understand your whole Roxanne thing. Like it doesn't make sense, but it also makes sense to yourself. And this are you as confused as I am? Because I am too.
yeah, my brain is like a little dying right now. Like it's slowing down to a halt. What are you
So
talking about? They're the same exact character.
I know they're the exact same character, but it's just that I love Conan more than Shinji.
Oh my god.
I hate to say it. I just love Conan more than
Is it
Shinji. I
because
didn't.
Shinichi doesn't appear as often? Is that it?
No, I think it's just for me when I was a kid growing up. Like I saw Conan as someone who was like cool, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I grew up with Conan, as in I grew up with the idea of Conan, not Shinji. So I had a crush on how Conan was. I knew it was Shinji, but I
You have
but I
crush
just
on
like
like Glasses character. I already told you about this.
no, I get
You have like some kind of weird fascination with Glasses character,
no, but the thing is,
and there's
but
nothing you can do to disprove what I just said.
the thing is with Conan was just that I love how he portrays himself in the show. Even though I know that Shinji is also him, but at the same time, it's just seeing it as a character who doesn't know that Conan is Shinji. I like Conan more. Doesn't make
Okay.
sense. It doesn't make sense, but whatever.
Yeah,
There's
it
that.
doesn't. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
confused.
and that's why now I understand. That's why I understand the whole Max and Roxanne thing. But at the same time, it's like it's weird, you know. It doesn't. Okay, let's just leave it aside. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna talk about it.
Okay,
Uh,
sure.
but I guess since we're also kind of like running out of time, since it's already been kind of an hour, we just wanna just finalize stuff. We were talking about songs. We were talking about movies. Do you have a specific character that you think is underrated, other than Roxanne, maybe?
Other than the Roxanne.
Yeah, underrated character that you feel like Disney like in a way should have stood out more or something like that.
That like okay. I don't know about you, but
Mm-hmm.
Stitch.
Stitch? Really?
Like
I thought he was quite an icon.
yeah, but I don't. I've never seen him anymore. As of late, it's like I don't think I've ever seen.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen him as a character anymore. Like ever. Like when was the last time you saw Twitch? Sorry,
a
Stitch.
twitch, a
Yeah,
switch, Stitch.
Stitch.
No, yeah, I
Not
guess not
when was
because
the
it's
last time you've seen Stitch like ever in
very
like in modern
probably.
media?
Yeah, you're right. But I think it's also because people have grown. You see, like I mean, that's our generation. The newer generation
Really?
wouldn't
Really?
really
Because
know
in
what.
my opinion, is like the most relatable character I've ever seen in my fucking life.
Oh no. But what I meant was that
Mm-hmm.
they don't or they rarely or they don't ever now have posted anything about Lilo and Stitch anymore, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
the newer generation wouldn't know who Stitch is, in a way. But maybe they've heard of it, but they don't actually know Stitch as much as we do, because I've watched the series as well, TV series with Lilo and Stitch.
Mm.
They had a series, right, where it was like a
Yes, they
TV.
they were trying to
Yeah.
capture
Like
all
oh yeah,
all
every
every
oh
different
that
audience
shit was
yep yep yep.
cool. That shit was cool. But yeah, I can tell why you say underrated is Stitch.
Yes.
Mine would be my underrated character or characters actually. I don't know if you've heard of it because like I said, I feel like this series also was swept under the rug after a few
Yep.
years of being on air.
If you say Cusco, I'm gonna be very surprised.
No. Cusco is
Yeah.
still relevant in a way because he's still kind of a
Cu-
meme, right? So people kind of know
Cusco
him.
is like the motherfucking guy, dude. This guy is amazing.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. No, not Cusco, but actually, there was a TV series back in the day called Brandy and Mr. Whiskers. It was about a dog and a rabbit who was
Randy and Mr.
lost
Oh wait! Oh my
in
gosh!
the
What are you
jungle.
doing? You're like literally digging stuff up from my old memories.
Dude, I to this day, I still remember them, the back of my mind, so fresh. Brandy and Mr. Whiskers, their characters were like, I don't know how to explain. It was like if a princess, like if a pinkish princess kind of girl and a laid back skater dude got high on some LSD or something and went on a trip together. That was how the show was to me.
Yeah, now
And
I kind of remember this because this was like a stuck up, like a rather stuck up girl and basically like
a skater,
a stoner,
yeah, like a stoner dude who was just
stoner
happy with himself,
rabbit.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah, but I remember they kept on doing like weird stuff together, like not together, but because they were in the jungle, weird shit happens in the jungle.
they have like
I
about
remember
almost 40 episodes, 2 seasons worth of shit.
that's why, and nobody seems to remember it. And
I
like
know, I
their
know, I know.
characters were like swept in the rug. And I thought like to this day for me, one of the most memorable character and
It
also like
even
kind
won
of
a
like
daytime
underrated,
Emmy award. How did this?
right? And then like holy shit, I just remembered that the rabbit used to be was so chill. The pooch, the dog is very like typical, kind of your typical sassy queen bee, right? But the rabbit, that was the first time I ever encountered someone like that. Like I knew about stoner kind of characters, but he was on another level of like stupid and stoned. Like if you think of like Billy from Billy and Mandy, Billy kind of stupid,
Oh, really? That's
and then
Billy.
but he's also kind of like the thing with Billy is that he can get angry or whatever. Right? With the rabbit, with Mr. Whiskers, he's like pretty chill. But I remember there was one day he like you crossed the line for him and he was so angry and he looked so scary. But
Ah.
but uh, yeah, that was one of the underrated characters of Disney that I remember. That shit was gold, man. That show. Yeah. So, but I think for now, just to wrap up our about our Retropical podcast, just for key takeaways. I don't know if we have any key takeaways from this, except that Leonard has this weird obsession over Roxanne and Max, and I have this weird obsession over Conan. Uh,
Yes. Okay.
but aside from that, what can you take away from this episode today?
Roxanne is best girl.
Oh my god! Oh my god! We're still going there. Okay, go on.
uh, no, no. It's just that I was just like if you have any characters or movies or songs we that we should have been like checking out or whatever,
Mm.
please let us know. Like maybe in the
Oh yeah, of course.
yeah,
Yeah, maybe we missed out on something.
yeah, because like for example maybe Chicken Little or Home on the Range. If you even remember that.
Holy shit! Home on the Range.
Do you even remember?
It's those three cows, right? Like
Yes,
literal
yes.
cows. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that
Yeah,
show.
yeah.
I used to mistake it with What was
Barnyard.
it
Yeah,
called?
yeah, yeah. Because they were like both cows.
Barn. Yeah, that's why I was like, wait, okay, yeah. And then
Yeah,
go on.
but if you have anything like that, just let us know.
Okay. I think my key takeaways for me would be don't just take what you know of the Disney movies that you've watched as it is, because I feel like you might know more about them. Maybe they have released more movies or more shows on them
Yes.
without you knowing,
Like for
like
example,
Mulan 2.
Mulan 2 or Cinderella 3.
Yes, there
Are
was a
you
Cinderella
kidding me?
2.
I didn't even know there was a second movie.
There was a second movie, but it wasn't about Cinderella. Oh my god, you should have watched. Okay, you need to watch Cinderella too. The second movie was okay. People say that the second movie was not the best because like it wasn't really actually focused on Cinderella herself. But
Mm-hmm.
holy shit, you need to watch the because I think if I'm not wrong, Cinderella 2 actually had a few arcs. So it was like a short little movies, a few short little movies patched into one show, you know.
Okay.
And one of them was actually about Anastasia, one of the stepsister.
Oh,
Oh my god, that one was it was something else. But yeah, we can talk about that next time.
we can
But
talk about
yeah, make sure to find out, like the shows that you've watched, whether they have a third a third set of
that.
movies, like Tarzan or Tarzan
If
2
like
or
if a
Aladdin.
movie has a third movie, I'm gonna kill.
Yeah, kind you
It's a
should you
sin
should
for me
you
to
should
not know
find
that.
out.
I don't think so
Yeah,
because I've researched.
probably not. I mean, at this point, I feel like Disney has kind of forgotten their old characters in a way.
Yeah.
In a way, if I'm not wrong. But then again, I rarely watch Disney anymore. So
Okay.
yeah. So I guess that's a wrap for today's episode. Thank you so much for listening. We hope you have a good, better day ahead of a better week ahead. Yeah, we'll see you next week with another installment. Thank you. Bye.
All right.